Hello, today I'll give you 10 tips for the perfect diet. Have a good time. This is likely the absolute most significant thing on this rundown. From this second, erase all weight control plans from your life. No more keto, no more paleo, no more veganism, no more vegetarianism, no more Weight Watchers, no more Jenny Craig without any end in sight and on. Each time you start a better eating routine, you factually increase 11 pounds for the exertion after the eating regimen comes up short, and it generally does. Why does this occur? The physiologically reason is that diets will in general confine supplements you need. Weight Watchers, no fat, keto, no carbs. And your body does a supplement get up to speed when your eating routine comes up short. However, new research presently demonstrates that stomach microbes may have a major part to play in this. Also, mentally, we come up short on the grounds that the eating routine is requesting you not to have something you truly need. At the point when the eating routine closures, your whole brain and body start to neutralize you. This can cause a snowball impact of unfortunate propensities which exacerbates things even. This clearly is the gorge cleanse type of present day, consuming less calories. Try not to have a liquefy down. I don't intend to dump all activity, be that as it may, exceptional and drawn-out exercise. Dump it, in any event, for the time being. Recollect that old expression, become really hungry. At the end of the day, exercise to get eager. This is the normal result of seriously working out, and it is additionally the explanation that when we join the rec center to get more fit, we are suggested eat less carbs, including 6 or much more suppers every day to redress. However, those are generally dinners contained pitiful supplements and loads of fillers, vegetables fundamentally. So why experience the agony? Don't discard the rec center and bring exercise into your day-by-day life as a piece of living. Stroll to the store for milk, park further away from the workplace entryway. Move around your kitchen when nobody is looking. As you get more established, being progressively agile and adaptable is extremely significant. Center there. Not on sweat pouring down your temple before you chow down on a serving of mixed greens that fails to help your appetite by any means. In the event that you take a gander at it dispassionately, this exercise center greater than salad cycle is a type of intentional torment. This is conventional wisdom and follows logically from rejecting the 6+ meals a day thing. Eat 3 meals a day. I know cavemen only ate when they could, which was not daily, and that breakfast is a modern invention, but that doesn't mean 3 square meals should be anathema. In addition to this weird idea that you need to basically graze throughout the day like a cow, there is even a bizarre myth floating around that eating so many hours before bed will make you fat. How ridiculous. Calories don't change because of the position of the hands on the clock. Eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and eat well at each meal. Basically, common sense says to have 1 hearty meal and 2 smaller meals a day. For most of us that looks like a small breakfast, a moderate lunch, and a big dinner. Some European countries, though they are becoming fewer in number, have their main meal at lunchtime. Oh, and if you are a Catholic in most of the world, except America, don't forget, no meat on Fridays. This is truly clear, right? What's more, quite a bit of this rundown is. Yet that demonstrates how terrible things have become that we have to try and compose a rundown that advises you not to eat more nourishment than you need. Nibbling is, in practically all cases, about taking a break or mitigating weariness. A bustling individual doesn't eat snacks except if he is attempting to hold fast to an exercise center schedule that requests 6 dinners every day or is complying with the administration's recommendation on eating up to 10 bits of foods grown from the ground a day. What strange guidance without any admonitions at all. An administration board of trustees declared that we ought to eat 10 natural products or vegetables daily. Unbelievable. Have a few vegetables with your dinner and a touch of natural product in your treat, and that is it. until refrigeration was designed for mass transportation of nourishment around the globe. There were whole countries who had no thought of the greater part of the leafy foods we have today. Youngsters in England had their psyches blown when they saw bananas just because after wartime proportioning. Attempt to keep the nourishment normal. Here's a decent method to put it: if God made it, it's all set. Nourishment from nature is your best decision. One gimmicky approach to take a gander at this, which is shockingly exact really, is to ban anything in the inside walkways of the grocery store. On the edges you as a rule have the new nourishment, and in the center are the racks of chips, treats, cakes, and other flavorful toxic substances. General stores are really structured that route deliberately to give the deception when you enter that they are selling new, solid merchandise. The genuine upset of the general store scalawags was joining the ranchers' showcase with the dry products store. I challenge you to do a test and check whether you can go a whole week without wandering into the dull openings of the center passageways. Eat completely from the edges. Also, here's something worth mulling over: on the off chance that we as a whole did this clue up before the 1930s we did, what amount of plastic waste would there be in our homes? Governments are caught up with restricting straws in plastic shopping sacks when it is the whole store idea they ought to boycott. I surmise general store chains have an excessive amount of cash to offer governments for them to do the really right thing as opposed to the obviously right thing. Okay, government prudence. Attempt to be piece of the cooking procedure. On the off chance that you add to the way towards setting up your suppers, you are, provably, not so much ravenous but rather more liable to eat better. What's more, it's implied, you will locate the entire "keep it genuine" rule far simpler to follow. On the off chance that you cook the nourishment, you realize what's in the nourishment. Also, you will clearly need to eat out now and again. Forget about it, simply pick suppers that coordinate the council here as intently as could reasonably be expected and you will be fine. You can even have dessert on the off chance that you feel like it, yet on the off chance that you are not home cooking, I'd recommend you keep the non-nutritive nourishments to each other dinner out. Fat was the greatest survivor of the new administrative dietary plans of the 1960s and 1970s. In view of awful examinations, it was resolved that creature fat specifically was totally awful, to such an extent that even manufactured fats were suggested over regular fats, and organizations like McDonald's changed from cooking their fries in hamburger fat to cooking in trans fats. We presently know, obviously, that they couldn't have done a more terrible thing, despite the fact that we presently see how wrong this exhortation was. Creature fats are still off the menu, likely because of veggie lover or vegan campaigning and the prevailing press advancing whatever is irregular for clicks. However, in the event that you can, purchase meat cuts that are high in their regular fats and favor fish like salmon with normally high fish oil. It isn't just better for your mind, especially on the off chance that you are a kid. However, it is progressively tasty and all the more satisfying, and that thus keeps you full for more. The Counter Creature Fat campaign has prompted what could well be the single most exceedingly terrible bit of dietary exhortation at any point exacted upon man. People are meat-eating animals. Our stomachs coordinate those of the other meat-eaters, and our cerebrums permitted us to build up the imperative devices for the significant assignment of hacking up creatures for yums. Be that as it may, a few people incline toward a non-meat diet because of stricter, philosophical reasons. Whether or not you eat the ordinary human eating routine or a vegetable-based eating regimen, protein is fundamental and ought to involve a critical segment of your calories. What's more, as referenced above, shockingly better if the protein is bound in fat. Your primary supper of the day ought to commonly involve a huge cut of meat or fish or protein substitute with a liberal measure of vegetables and backups to upgrade the taste and joy of the dinner. Disregard estimating or gauging nourishment. Overlook tallies of 6 or 8 or 10 bits every day. On the off chance that you love lettuce, fill the plate with lettuce. On the off chance that you love carrots, likewise. What's more, this is additionally valid for potatoes and starches. However, some alert is required while you change back to genuine eating. Starches, similar to these, ought to ideally not rule the feast. However, once in a while they will, for example, with pasta. Be that as it may, for the most part, in the event that you are eating entire nourishment, you don't have to stress yourself over sugar versus protein proportions or loads. And as an unpleasant guide, 1 little potato is the right amount for one individual. A right bit size needn't bother with estimating. Simply take a standard supper plate and leave a decent inch around the edge, and don't fill the plate like a mountain. On the off chance that you do that, and on the off chance that you don't return for a considerable length of time, you will keep up a sound load for your body. On the off chance that you are overweight, this guidance will permit your body to gradually re-establish itself to typical, yet it is significant not to worry through the procedure. Normal weight reduction is moderate weight reduction. Simply center around getting a charge out of the nourishment you are eating. This is presumably additionally a decent time to call attention to that you should segment such things as sugar. Similarly, you would parcel liquor. Believe it to be an addictive substance that needs control, or all-out forbearance on the off chance that you can't direct. So while all the exhortation here is commonly unrestrictive, sugar ought to be considered not nourishment but rather as an energizer. It is no less addictive than liquor and ought to be treated with a similar alert. In the event that you truly need to cheat, it's not so much cheating in case you're not in an opposition. At the point when you lie on your deathbed, nobody is going to count up the occasions you ate a chocolate bar and sentence you to the red-hot pits of damnation for it. Honestly, an enormous piece of the explanation we bomb on slims down is on the grounds that we can't stand the seriousness of dietary limitation. It is absolutely better to get one piece of candy and eat it today, than keep yourself from candy, spend each waking second contemplating it, and afterward gorge yourself on 5 of them in one go. What is the purpose of a solid eating routine on the off chance that you can never appreciate the advantages that originate from great well-being because of a consistent chewing feeling of want-for that which is illegal? My point, recorded as a hard copy, this rundown is to assist you with removing the blame from the nourishment you eat, and to get you on the way to getting a charge out of one of the extraordinary delights that life needs to give us. Along these lines, keeping that in mind, I'll leave you with this biblical appeal. Eat and drink and be cheerful, for tomorrow we will kick the bucket. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like my video. Thanks.